Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. In the morning, I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. Turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Kept you waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. I just wanna be happy. Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Kept you waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Kept you waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. In the morning, I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. Turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Kept you waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. I just wanna be happy. Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Owlet tournament. I am your host and play-by-play caster, Reignbow. We've got a fiery match for you tonight, featuring the Fire Nation versus TalonFire. Joining me in the commentary booth tonight is Bowsy. How are you doing tonight, Bowsy?
I'm doing well. It's going to be lit in here, Rainbow. I'm telling you that right now. These two teams, they seem to have a lot of they've been doing really well so far in this tournament. The Fire Nation, however, has had a rough start. They've been facing many of the top teams. TalonFire has been facing a lot of the bottom teams, or what we can call the bottom teams right now, Kraken Skulls or Road Warriors, all those sort of teams. So this ought to be a very interesting match, and we'll see which one of these two teams ends up coming out on top.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to really solidly predict it because, yeah, they've been facing different teams, but in the end, their standings are very, very close. I believe Fire Nation is 5th and TalonFire is 4th. I'll have to double check that, but
I believe they are indeed in those positions. If not, they are pretty much like one spot apart. Fire Nation is 1-3 right now, while TalonFire is 3-1. So it's going to be interesting to see what these teams, how these teams perform here today.
Yeah, for sure. They've been putting forth some exciting matches. Unfortunately, though, I don't think they've gotten TalonFire cast yet. So, kind of a chance for them to show off some of their stuff here in this match against Fire Nation. So it should be a pretty close one.
Yeah, definitely will be a pretty close one. We'll see what happens because TalonFire, of course, they have been winning these matches, but some of them have been very close. Their win against MSBY Blackjackals went to a map 6. Their Kraken Skulls match went to a map 4. And recently, their win against Road Warriors was their first 3-0 in the season. So we'll see if they're able to hang out here with the top dogs or if these wins are just luck.
Yeah, and it is important to note that we are going to be having a tank sub over on the side of the Fire Nation. Blitz is coming in for Jose, I believe. So just something to keep in mind as we go throughout this match. So we're getting started here on Oasis University. So what are you thinking of what these teams are showing so far of the comps?
I'm scared because I see that composition from the side of TalonFire. It's very interesting that they happen to start out in spawn with a Hog Zarya. Of course, Hog Zarya, not really the confirmed meta right now, but many teams have been saying that Hog Zarya is a very strong composition. Meanwhile, on the side of the Fire Nation, you do have a pretty standard dive apart from the... Never mind. They changed that up to a Reaper, Moira, and Ana, so... Right,
okay, they're swapping a bunch of things over there. Going for the double bubble, Symmetra teleport out of spawn. They're not actually switching off these Symmetra. They are going to be fully rolling out with them.
It's going to be interesting to see how these two teams engage the point here to start.
Yeah, we see the Genji kind of taking some high ground there, but right now they're just poking back and forth, trying to see if they can get a hook there. Nothing quite landing. You see the monkey trying to get, a bit of pick damage in there, but it's not, overall not going to be doing a whole lot. Does get the pull onto the monkey, not getting a kill out of it yet. It looks like Fire Nation pretty much has good control over the point right now, but we are going to be seeing TalonFire try to contest there a little bit, but not quite doing so, and looks like they're going to have to back out. Taking Wallet going down along with Daz, and yeah, it's just not a great first fight for them. They're going to be heading back to the spawn room.
Yeah, Hog Zarya is not really known as a good composition to really push in as of right now. Hog Zarya can definitely... It does have a lot of strength, like a lot of output on damage and all that sort of stuff, but if you do not have the proper utility, then you're not going to succeed in any situation in terms of that. So it's going to be challenging here for TalonFire to push in, but there is still opportunity on the board. They do have the wings, and they do have the whole hog coming into this next fight.
Yep, Hog going off onto the side and is going to be getting a pick onto Cursed. Great initial pick, that's why you run the Hog. Take him out, also taking down Hamwell. So it's looking really good for TalonFire as they push in here. And just continuing to rack up those kills. Just need to get a bit of cleanup here on the Genji, Ana, and Zarya. And the Zarya is going to be falling, but they do lose their Baptiste. The res is going to be coming through on him, though. So it's looking pretty clean for TalonFire there.
But look at the ult advantage over on the side of Fire Nation. They are going to have all 6 ults coming into this next fight. They did not hit the Q button once that entire time. It is still possible for TalonFire to hold, though. Ult advantage is not everything. They have 5 ults.
Yeah, these ults are pretty even, actually.
Yeah, they are pretty even. The only ult behind is Holden's Ant Mason. And there's the fight engagement.
Yep, starting off with some decent ults from both sides, and it looks like it's going to be TalonFire coming out on top with the grab whole hog combo there, getting those kills that they need, and just being able to clean the fight off of that. Only the wall was invested by Fire Nation there, though, so they're still looking pretty good going to the next fight.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hog Zarya ult combo is very effective because Hog can just do so much damage ripping through that. We are going to be seeing Kurt switch over the Reaper, as that's an early grab from Blitz.
Throwing out their own grab. The Immortality does go down, but it's going to get taken out. And the Coalescence getting a nice 2K there comboed with that grab. So it is going to be Fire Nation. I kind of mixed up there. But Fire Nation looking good right now. The Blade is going to get thrown down along with the Valkyrie to help boost it out, but it's kind of, yeah, it's going the way of TalonFire right now to be keeping this point. Just the Winston ult on point right now. Genji is kind of coming in to try to help, but I don't think they're going to be able to get much value here. And yeah, just getting the kill onto Holden.
Yep, definitely a very scrappy fight on both sides, but that was really in the hands. That fight really went the way due to Angel Witch and Dark Ember. Not to like Angel Witch ended up rezzing Dark Ember, and Ember just went to town with that Dragon Blade, being able to secure some big kills. So really good job from those players.
The grab getting thrown down there, and the hook pull onto Blitz from Shadow. Really nice job. Kind of these kills going back and forth, but right now it's looking the way of Fire Nation as they clean up these kills. Does get that last kill on to Tfue, but it's still looking pretty solid for Fire Nation here to recap the point.
Well, I feel like the big disadvantage that you just did if you're Fire Nation is you just got rid of that Nano, and look what you've just built up, a Blade. You're not going to have that Nano Blade now for this next fight, so it might mean that maybe you might have thrown your only win condition out the window. With only one clean fight left for TalonFire, they might have a chance to take this back.
Yeah, there is also the chance that, I mean, if they don't Nano there, you know, it's still not great for them in that last fight. So, you know, whatever they could to win that fight, we'll see if the Blade can get value as it is pulled out right here. Does get the kill onto Daz, but gets taken out by Taken Wallet. So it's keeping pretty even. Curse gets the kill into Holden, and TalonFire pulls out a Blade of their own, getting one kill, and Taken Wallet getting another kill. The res coming up onto Daz. Hamwell does get that kill with the Primal onto Dark Ember, but right now it's really swinging the way of TalonFire. The Coalescence does get popped, trying to help keep the tanks alive and put in some damage there, but gets taken out with a hook and punch from Shadow. Shadow also getting a kill onto Hamwell. Hamwell was able to get a bit of value there, but right now Shadow's just kind of rinsing. The Death Blossom does come out, but gets blasted into the air and is not able to get a lot of value. And right now it's just these last few people, and it looks like TalonFire is going to be able to switch it over, but a contest is going to be coming through with the Lucio and Winston coming back to point here. Taken was able to get a quick kill onto that Lucio, and Hamwell's going to be going down as well, and it is going to finally be going to TalonFire here on point A.
We have been seeing a lot of scrappy fights from these two teams, and this probably says a lot. I mean, these two teams are probably middle of the pack right now, and this is probably showing that this might be a more even match than we might have thought. Like, we obviously knew these two teams might have been middle of the pack, but this could be even closer than we thought.
Yeah, definitely pulling out some scrappy fights, and you're definitely seeing a lot of what Miners is known for, where it's like, you have these comps maybe not getting played to their optimal ways, but, you know, the teams are kind of pulling it out with those, you know, individual plays where, you know, they get a 3K in a fight and are able to swing it around. Or, you know, stay alive for a really long time, because, you know, the target focus isn't quite there. We are going to be getting started here on City Center. Interesting to see the Torb out here, and we have a disconnect. And so we are going to be getting a quick pause here.
Yep. Definitely unfortunate. The good news is it happened at the beginning of the match instead of happening literally anywhere else in the match. So
yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Right now it's just going to be a delayed start for them, as opposed to what could have been just completely, you know, map ending for them there. But here it's like, okay, you take a break, you take a slow first fight, and you're still able to push in as long as you play it right. We are going to be seeing Tfue joining back here very quickly, so we should be able to get restarted again.
Yep. While we're waiting a little bit for the game to start up, the tank on the side of Congregation does raise a lot of questions more than answers. Hog Diva, pretty interesting, as we're gonna see how they make it.
Yeah.
If you push in.
Yeah, for sure. Haven't seen a lot of Diva recently. We're going to see Shadow get anted pretty early on. Dark Ember going to be falling there to the Genji, but both teams kind of facing off both on point and on high ground. TalonFire mostly just kind of on the point right now, whereas you have the Torb set up on the high ground. Daz going to contest it. Shadow gets slept there by Mayhem, and just kind of poking back and forth right now. No real kills coming through. As I say that, 2 kills happen, one for either side, and the point is going to be going to Fire Nation, though I'm not sure the fight will be. You know, they got the point cap, which is really good for just building up some of that percentage, but I think it is going to be TalonFire able to turn this around. But Curse does get that kill and just take them all. It's kind of helping keep them in here. Tfue also getting another 2 kills there, actually. So it looks like TalonFire actually might be able to stay in this, but Dark Ember kind of trying to put an end to that and get 2 kills, but it is going to be TalonFire keeping the points. They just need to take out Chad out here.
Yeah, it's been looking really scrappy here, especially from the side of TalonFire more than the side of the Fire Nation. They haven't been able to really secure any kills that they've been able to spot out, so it's getting pretty rough here from the side of TalonFire, but they might be able to push in now with that Meteor Strike and Aim Matrix online.
Yeah, we see the Monkey's gonna be diving onto that high ground. Genji tries to go to contest him, but quickly backs off. We do see the grab getting thrown down. The Immortality helped counter it. Does a pretty good job. No kills come through. Window and Blade getting thrown down from either side. Dark Ember with that kill onto Blitz. Shadow with the kill onto Shrew there. And it's looking pretty good for TalonFire off of this, especially throwing down the whole hog, trying to get some kills, or at least a good amount of damage in there. Curse does get taken down, taken while getting those kills on the Ashe, and doing a pretty good job playing up the fight. Just need to take out Hamwell and Mim, and it should be pretty good for them here to take this point.
You say that, but
Move,
like, still,
yeah.
Fire Nation is still staggering out this point. Blitz and Shrew are on the point. Curse is coming back from spawn, and Tfue is also there. So this is going to be really close here for TalonFire. They will be able to cap, but it's probably going to be an OT.
Yeah, definitely did a really good job from Fire Nation to make sure that it is going to be a one-fight territory. If they recap this, there is going to be no chance for TalonFire, pretty much. And so that stagger, I think, was, you know, pretty decently worth it and gives them an even more advantageous position than they already had. And we are going to see Shrew getting the initial kill onto Dark Ember, so it's, you know, it's shaping up pretty well for Fire Nation to be able to recap here, but take them all. It does take down Tfue. So, you know, we do see that Primal getting popped from Daz, and taking them all is getting those kills with the Ashe yet again. Tfue drops again, unfortunately, though, as TalonFire are still in this defending position.
Yep, unfortunately, Tfue did happen to disconnect again, which is sort of, this might be a common problem today, but that's all right. Obviously, net is net. You cannot control the internet. It can happen no matter what happens. But yeah, that was really a good save there from Taken to be able to pick off a lot of people on the side of Fire Nation, especially picking off a healer first, so that fight pretty much went on the side of TalonFire. So it's going to be interesting when we restart back up how Fire Nation are going to be using these ults. They do have a Primal Rage and a Blade online for this next engage, so we'll see if they use them effectively or TalonFire will.
Yeah, and I do believe that unless TalonFire decides to be nice, that is the last pause for Fire Nation. So we'll have to see how that ends up affecting things, but right now we're just kind of getting on to this next fight here.
And absolutely, we might be seeing Fire Nation. You can see all of TalonFire trying to take separate angles, all their DPS, just so they can try to stop this push and make it so they can have this point for a little bit longer.
Yep, the window is going to be getting thrown down there, but Fire Nation's just going to be rotating. Just rotate, make sure they're not within the LOS of that window, and they're able to stay really safe from it, and it times out. Hamwell getting killed along with Mim start out with, so it's going really well for TalonFire. Dark Ember and Chad are really popping off for them, and Curse just kind of takes the dive off the map to prevent TalonFire from getting any more ult charge.
Yep, the entire team of Fire Nation was very split there, and what happened is that Daz ended up spawning out Mim right by the main entrance, right by the main choke, and that pretty much made it so Mim could not get for the rest of the team. So
yep, the Bob getting thrown down. Yeah, this is not looking good for Fire Nation with both the whole hog and the Bob getting thrown down. The Blade is going to be coming out here, though, trying to do something, but right now is just staying alive on point with that Blade. Didn't get any value from it. And yeah, it's going to be going down. It's looking really good for TalonFire to just be able to keep this really clean here. Hamwell trying to make it to point, but doesn't quite land there. And we are going to be seeing Oasis go to TalonFire 2-0.
Yeah, definitely that map was a lot more one-sided, I feel like, toward the end of it, but that might have been because of the DC. Probably things did not go right when T-Feud disconnected, but still, strong performance from both teams as we see Daz's play of the game here. It looks like he's playing on a trackpad at 30 frames per second at 170 ping, but regardless, he's getting the job done, so does it really matter at the end of the day?
Yeah, you know, if you get it done, you get done. I know plenty of people in Owlet who play on laptops, who play at 30 FPS, who play at high ping. I mean, our Miners MVP last year was playing from Brazil, so you know you can play on anything, so getting the job done.
Exactly. I mean, I used to play at 30 frames per second. I know the pain that it is, and once I switched to 200, I'm like, what the hell kind of wizardry have I been missing on?
I know, right? Yeah, it can be so insane when you get that upgrade in technology. And people go from, bronze to diamond with just, a slightly better PC.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah,
Um,
overall, really strong performance from both sides, but TalonFire taking it out in the end. We're gonna see what happens when Fire Nation chooses the map here. I don't remember what type it is. I believe it's Escort next.
Yeah, it is Escort.
Yes, Escort is next. Thank you.
Yep. Excuse me, I'm just double checking the rules on pauses so that we don't have any issues as we go further in the lobby.
Yeah, we will figure it out as time goes on.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, so right now it doesn't seem like they're getting a switch to come through, but I do think they have someone available, so we might be seeing that. I think it was mentioned, but we are going to be going to Dorado. So, from what you've seen of these two teams' play style, what do you think we're going to be seeing upcoming on Dorado?
Well, obviously, TalonFire seems to really love Roadhog. I mean, it might just be because his buff was that intense, and he's starting to get way more playtime than he ever should in any game ever. But it says a lot about their compositions, and because of that, I feel like that TalonFire is going to commit to more Roadhog in this match. Fire Nation seemed to be committed to the APAC dive, so we might see more of that as time goes on. But we could see these teams throw a wrench into everything. This is Miners. You can run anything and get away with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like as long as you have the good individual players and enough team coordination to be able to focus on your targets, that's really what's going to give you the edge, as opposed to running the quote unquote correct team comp. I say that because, as you mentioned earlier, like the meta is not solid. There's definitely the comp meta of Hog Zarya. If you play that in comp, you're gonna win. Just because of the play style, but in more organized play, it's a bit more in flux. There's a bit more options for you. Especially what you see at that double bubble is probably one of the most common other comps you see.
Yeah. I definitely feel like that is the case. But what I'm surprised about is we have not seen a single Widowmaker on play this entire game. Even with TalonFire running this Hog Zarya or Fire Nation not running Hog Zarya.
You tend not to see a lot of Widow on control though, especially Oasis.
That is true. Oasis is not a good Widow map. If anything, Ilios would have been a Widow map.
Yeah, this is a good Widow map, and we see Dark Ember with that Widow pick. We'll see how long he ends up staying on that, because, sometimes Widow picks get swapped off really, really quickly.
Yeah, and we're also going to be seeing on the side of the Fire Nation, they are running with a Rein Sigma composition, which I can totally understand. Rein Sigma is basically like playing Rein Hog in a way, except Sigma doesn't have like a metal chain hook, a self-breathing ability, and he also has like the power of gravity on his side. But other than that, it's pretty much like Rein Hog.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see, how this ends up going for these two teams. They're both not running, those two conventional comps we were talking about. So
yeah, they're running stuff that's extremely different. You see the Junkrat, which is probably the most conventional thing you see on the side of Fire Nation, apart from that Ash. So we'll see what the response from TalonFire is as they start their attack with a compositional name that I really don't want to say on stream, or else we're gonna get rid of our family friends.
yeah, probably not the best comp to mention. But yeah, both teams just kind of poking at each other right now. Ball booping them off of the high ground. Exactly what balls do on this map. So why is being run. Does get slept there, but is able to make it out with his life. Mim, however, cannot say the same. Dying to the enemy Ana there. So it's, you know, a very good pick to lose that health for the defenders. It's looking good for TalonFire as they continue to push in here.
Yeah, absolutely. That ball is causing a lot of disruption in the backline of the Fire Nation. You can see it's
Yeah,
Daz
getting the 3K. Nice job coming out from Daz. Really doing a good job on the wrecking ball.
I mean, it's not like too it's not like too common to see a wrecking ball 3K, but that was probably because there was just so much damage being done into all of those players. So it's very interesting that Daz was able to get that, and it's really interesting how Fire Nation are playing with this wrecking ball. It's not really meant to be a good like composition. I don't know how it's really working with it. So yeah, it's very awkward.
Yep, and we did see Tfue disconnect once again. So it's getting sorted out. It did go to a pause, but they're technically not supposed to. Okay, so TalonFire's okayed this one, but from now on, pauses will kind of have to be checked, and we'll see how nice Talon decides to be. Poor Tfue disconnecting all the time.
Yeah, Dark Ember is saying that they were late when they came in, which is kind of true, so he's probably allowing that one, or some of them.
And Dark Ember immediately getting a pick onto Mim.
Yeah, it's looking rough here with the Fire Nation, but we also see the Fire Nation are trying to react to this ball, having Curse switch over to the Mei, so maybe this is a reactionary move just so they can make it so Daz cannot get as much value with that wrecking ball, but at the same time, it depends on how much value he can get.
Yep. Ball just, you know, been causing a lot of disruption and just kind of getting some slow cart movement here as Fire Nation is starting to shape up now that they have Tfue back. But Shrew also going down pretty quickly. Dark Ember doing a pretty solid job on this Widow. I mean, it's nothing like, you know, super flashy, but if you get those picks exactly when you need them, that's all that really matters. And Dark Ember is doing a good job at that. And yes, it's just pretty cleanly picking those people off. Hamwell's going to be falling soon here with the Hog and Ball right on him. Actually is able to back up into his team though, but they are able to get a pick onto Cursed. So, you know, it's good enough you can get that pick. Made some pretty easy progress. I don't think that cart has been impeded once so far on point B. Shrew does get the pick onto Dark Ember though, so that could open things up in Fire Nation, but it does get res back up pretty quickly by Angel that she was on it really quickly and taking in Shadow, just getting these kills here, and they are going to be getting point B. Taken does throw down that Shatter with the Nano, but it's not enough if you don't have people standing on cart, and they still aren't even really able to get kills out of it. First was able to take down one person, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah, there were 4 ults used within those 5 seconds when the point was capped. I don't think any of those 4 were necessary on both sides. But regardless, if you're TalonFire, you did just get out 2 important ults. With 2 ults that you pretty much can build up pretty fast. So really good job there by TalonFire. And Fire Nation, now they're in a crossroads. They have switched up their comp almost entirely for the DPS. And now they're just trying to find a
Yeah,
solution.
we're going to be seeing the Flux. It does get 2 there, but no direct kills coming out of that. And Dark Ember is able to take out Curse. Dark Ember doing a really solid job on that Widow. We do see the Nano come through onto Daz. Daz is very low health, takes out Mim, but Shrew is able to fire back and take out Dark Ember. Hamwell getting Holden. This could be, you know, Fire Nation really turning it around here and maybe able to get this win. And with Curse getting that kill, I think that's pretty much it. Just need to take out Shadow and just kind of scare them off back to the spawn room.
Yeah, it does seem like that it does seem like the 3 remaining TalonFire players are holding back. However, their team is returning right now. Taken is just running out of spawn right now as fast as he possibly can. So TalonFire look like they're going to be engaging as quickly as possible onto this, which is expected, to be honest.
Yeah, you did see Daz kind of just dropping in there, not really doing much, kind of getting out, maybe getting a bit of ultra with healers, although they both are at full right now. Daz setting it for another swing in. Shadow getting set up on that high ground, trying to get a pull. But we are going to be seeing the slam coming through here. The pull coming through. Dark Ember getting those nice kills. Shadow and Taken as well. And it's looking really good. And the Nano does get thrown down onto the Hog, who's, you know, throwing down his ult, trying to get some more kills even there, and keeping them off the point. And they're just going to be continuing to roll through here, only with the Valk, but they are coming up really quickly on that Bob, which is going to be great for this, you know, last little bit here. Curse does get a kill into Dark Ember, which removes some of the pressure, but the other DPS just kind of fire back, and they're able to not really, you know, Fire Nation is not able to really contest the point there.
It's been looking very rough here for Fire Nation. They had a lot of ult on board. I didn't see like most of them come out. TalonFire was pretty much just stomping all over them, but they did have some bright spots. They were able to hold it there on point 3, but not a lot in terms of like battling. But there is still hope here for the Fire Nation here on the attack. As we've been seeing, TalonFire like to run this Hog Zarya, or like any sort of Hog in their composition. It was Hog Zarya, then Hog Monkey, then Hog Ball. But
yeah,
now they're looking to go back to the Hog Monkey. We'll see what Fire Nation wants to run here. I just want to also make it clear, Curse ended up playing 4 different heroes on that defense. I don't know if that's due to pressure or due to not knowing what to do in this situation. So I don't know if he's being thrown for a loop or he is just having a lot of trouble. So
yeah, I will say he's pretty good at timing them after he's used an ult, or using his ult before he switches. Because I know people who will switch off at like 70% ult charge consistently. And so you just kind of never are able to get that ult out. But I do want to talk real quick. What do you think of the Moira that Tfu's been running? And it might be because of connection issues that he's kind of forced to play Moira, but I don't know, I find it a bit questionable.
Yeah, Moira is a very questionable hero. She's not really known for... She's pretty much like a worse version of Ana, as coaches have told me. You only really run Moira if you have her with a Lucy.
Yeah, and we do see Hamo is going to be falling first here in this fight. Yeah, Taken is doing a really good job on that Ashe, keeping the pressure up, and you know, they're going to be winning that first fight in the defense here.
What I find even more confusing is that Fire Nation has decided to opt into a Moira Baptiste here. Obviously, Baptiste is a very good healer. He's pretty much a main healer, but that's pretty much 2 AoE healers you have on one team when you have a near dive composition, so it's really confusing on what Fire Nation wants to do here.
Yeah, and Hamwell's fallen first once again. Trying to make sense, he is diving in first. Shrew does get that kill into Taken Wallet, so if they're able to regroup fast, Fire Nation could do something in this next fight, but Dark Ember has kind of been preventing that from coming through.
Yeah, if you're Fire Nation, I would just say try to regroup and spawn right now and try to think about your options here. You do have options that can help you. You can easily try to dive that in Widow or Ashe.
Ooh, and that's not great. Curse throwing down the Death Blossom, getting taken out by Shadow's whole Hog. Shadow really just doing a great job on the Hog, honestly, and is going to be getting nanoed for it. The Ana knows he's doing a great job. Shrew does get that kill onto Daz, though, which could open things up for them here, but is going to get taken down by the Dynamite from Taken Wallet as he comes back from spawn. Curse does get the kill into Dark Ember, so it still is possible, and Fire Nation is starting to move on the cart once again. But Shadow's gonna get that pick onto Mim with the hook. Cursed fires back with the kill onto Angel Witch, though. They're still able to keep up enough pressure, getting enough kills. The Bob does get thrown down here from Taken Wallet, though. The Primal getting popped by Hamwell, trying to just keep his team in this as much as possible. We do see Shadow try to get that pull there, and is gonna be able to get that kill into Hamwell off of it. And, you know, with Hamwell going down, I was going to say I think Fire Nation has to pull back, but Shrew does pull out that blade and gets immediately taken down by Shadow, which is not great. They, you know, kind of had a chance before that if they were able to get some kills off of that blade, but they really weren't able to. and the whole hog is going to be just pushing Fire Nation back once again. They are kind of regrouped and are going to be pushing back in here. Here a second Coalescence getting thrown down along with the Grav and the Dragons. They do not want to lose this fight. They just are, no, we're going to win, except for the fact that they were only able to get one kill off of those 3 ults, which is really not what you want to see. Looks like they were able to get the pressure that they needed though, but Daz is going to be taking out Mim. The Nano is got thrown down onto taking Wallet, and Daz just kind of getting those kills, but looks like Fire Nation might be able to be doing enough here and able to capture point A. They just need to take out Daz and the Genji Dark Ember there. Shadow gets that kill onto Shrew, and you know, just trying to hold out and delay this as long as possible. Shadow just putting up a big fight, taking out Tfue, and Fire Nation just needs to stay alive here and get those kills, and it looks like they are going to be able to, but I don't know, because actually TalonFire's, the reinforcements are really coming in for them here. Daz getting that kill into Mim, and the Blade is going to be getting thrown out here by Dark Ember, but looks like it's probably not going to be able to get enough, and we are going to be seeing Fire Nation finally able to capture point A. That was a really long stall from TalonFire. But Fire Nation is going to be going on to point B now.
It was so long that Fire Nation has actually built up almost all 3 of those ults that they used on Shadow to start the fight. But I feel like now Fire Nation is finally identifying what the big problem is that Roadhog. If you can kill that Roadhog, then you do not have as much pressure as you should on your shoulder. So, good identification for Fire Nation, and dumping 3 ults into a Hog, while it does seem like a very good idea if the Hog is indeed carrying, I don't recommend it for your comp game. Yeah,
you know, I think, you know, 1 ult to solo is, you know, all you should really do, because if you can get that focus, it should be enough. Taken does get that kill into Hamwell, though. And so right now it's looking good for TalonFire to be able to hold point B right now, especially if they can get a secondary kill, which they can, because Shadow, you know, doing well on that Roadhog as we've been seeing. And right now Fire Nation just trying to make it out with their lives. They can throw in these ults for this next fight.
And it even looks like that TalonFire were kind of body blocking Blitz there, trying to get him down. Because Blitz, let me check.
Fire Nation getting those kills right now.
Fire Nation is starting
Shrew
to
does get
killed,
taken
and
down.
Blitz is still alive. He has 40 energy right now, so that's a lot of energy.
Ooh, and yeah, Shadow kind of popping off, and Daz throwing down the Primal. Did get slept going really low there. Could have gotten taken down, but Taken Wallet just put an insane amount of pressure. I mean, you were talking about how they identified the problem in Shadow, but it's as soon as, you know, Shadow gets too much pressure, Taken's just gonna be able to, you know, pop off on the Ashe. So it's really hard when you have, you know, a number of good players over on TalonFire.
Yep, the good news is, Fire Nation, you will have 6 ults coming into this fight. Use them wisely as you initiate.
Yeah,
with
Coalescence is going to be what they're starting off with, the Nano coming in as well. But, you know, TalonFire responding with their own 4 ults getting thrown down. Ult party just all over. And right now, it looks like TalonFire is coming out on top of that. The Dragon's going to get thrown in next. And they're not able to get a lot of value there. Dark Ember with the kill onto Blitz. And it's really just going the way of TalonFire still. Luckily, you know, at least Fire Nation was able to get ults out of TalonFire, but it doesn't really matter because we're now going to be going into OT here in a second. And with the bop on point from TalonFire, it's going to be a lot harder to try to contest on Fire Nation. Blitz is just going to be swinging around on this ball, trying to keep it as alive as he can. But I don't think reinforcements are really that close behind Hamwell, trying to make it back here, but Blitz is going to be going down, and Hamwell getting blocked off from making it in, and that is going to be Dorado, and it's going to be going to TalonFire. 3-1, I think is, yeah, how those points end up divvying up. You know, TalonFire looking really strong with, you know, multiple great players on their team. Taken is going to be getting the play of the game here, though.
Yeah, you have a lot of good talent here on TalonFire. Fire Nation does have that talent. We did see Curse and Shrew starting to pop off when they were starting to get the cart rolling, but it doesn't seem like it's as consistent on Fire Nation's side as it is on TalonFire's, and that seems to be what's causing Fire Nation to be so scattered here. It also might just be because that they're not used to running against this hog meta. They're not used to playing with a hog, against a hog, all that sort of stuff. So it's very interesting how Fire Nation are taking this approach right now. It's just not looking good for them, but you still have 3 maps. Again, as I've said, TalonFire have only 3-0'd one team. So it's going to be challenging, but I still believe there is a shot for Fire Nation.
Yeah, and you know how that kind of question always gets asked, is the losing team losing it or is the winning team winning it? And honestly, right now, I gotta say that TalonFire is winning this match more than Fire Nation's losing it. I think they are having some issues, but overall, it's not anything out of the ordinary from minors, but TalonFire is just really doing a good job with their comp and looking really solid. They're focusing targets. They're doing individual plays from multiple people. So yeah. I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, you also have to consider other team stuff, like focusing targets, knowing when to aggress in, and even ult management. There was a lot of moments in that where Fire Nation had 6 ults or had a number of ults and used a lot when they really shouldn't have. Same thing goes for TalonFire, but they didn't do it as excessively. They used ults whenever they needed to use them. Well, I felt it was necessary. So.
I think what we're seeing with the ults a lot is both teams tend to save them up more than they need to, and then Fire Nation will come in. They've occasionally done a good job of layering them and not just stacking them all on top of each other, but they use a lot of ults, and in response TalonFire uses a lot of ults, and so I understand why Fire Nation keeps fighting that, and because in a lot of those fights it's not clearly lost, so they want to keep investing and see if maybe they can pull out the fight. So it's kind of hard to say that they're using ults badly. I think there are some situations where they are. For example, using 3 ults on a single hog might be a bit excessive.
When you're solo grabbing, dragging, and coalescing a hog, then maybe you're investing way too many ults into one fight and one thing. So
yes, there are some bad situations, but there are also some understandable situations where you see those 6 ults get used.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think there are ways that Fire Nation can clean things up and be a bit tighter to bring this back, and I really think they have the potential there. I think we've seen the potential, but they're just not quite able to pull it together, and TalonFire is doing a really good job of stopping them. We are going to be moving into King's Row next. So I think we're going to be seeing TalonFire stick with that hog play, that Ashe play. What do you think Fire Nation will do or could do to swing King's Row in their favor?
Honestly, it's very hard to say right now. Both of these teams tend to play different styles. We've seen Fire Nation's sort of brawl composition in a Reign Sigma, but they've mainly played dive other than that. And of course, TalonFire, they've been running the hog every time. Most likely they're going to be running hog Zarya here because that's really the brawl equivalent of the hog meta. For the side of Fire Nation, I don't know if they are willing to run a Zarya Reign, or if they're going to run something like Reign Sigma, or if they're going to try the hog of their own. So we'll have to see what Fire Nation pulls out here against TalonFire.
Yep. We are going to throw it to a quick halftime here, but when we get back, we'll be able to see if Fire Nation's going to be able to bring it back against TalonFire.
Look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I stayed. I'm a pretty boss, look on my shit brain waste. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you. talk about. Quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single need. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Legs you can unseal. Heat ignition. Just keep me full like at a meal. Once in a while, feel all that I know you like it. Can't fight it. I might let you ride the wave. I'm New York and you're LA. Come together, feel the shock waves. I look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I stay. I'm a pretty boss, look on my shit bright waist. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you back. Ooh. Talk about quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single need. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Legs you can unseal. Heat ignition. Just keep me full like at a meal. Once in a while, feel all that I know you like it. Can't fight it. I might let you ride the wave. I'm New York and you're LA. Come together, feel the shock waves.
And welcome back. It is Fire Nation versus TalonFire. Currently 2-0 in favor of TalonFire, and we're going to be going into King's Row next. So, can you tell us a bit about what's been going on in this matchup so far?
So far, we've been seeing a lot from Fire Nation. We've been seeing some sloppy play, but some organized play and some DCs. On the side of TalonFire, we've been seeing Roadhog.
I mean, it's been pretty meta stuff. I mean, because there's Shadow on the Roadhog, but also Taken on the Ash been popping off. Dark Emperor kind of switching between some Genji and Widow. Angel Witch and Holden staying pretty solid with the Mercy on, I believe. Daz kind of, flexing around a bit, playing some Monkey, playing some Ball, playing some Zarya.
Yeah, I think Daz is probably the main Roadhog player for this, but obviously they do not have like their core starting lineup over on TalonFire, so they have to switch over some roles. So this is the lineup that they ended up going for right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what they run here on King's Row. We theorized before the break. We said they were probably going to be running more Hog and probably a Hog Zarya composition. So we'll see how Fire Nation decides to respond to that here. It's
Oh, yeah.
gonna be interesting.
And we found out during the break that not only is Tifu repeatedly disconnecting, but also Cursed is playing on 250 MS. So
Oh, good lord.
Fire Nation's just generally not having a good day. This also isn't their general starting roster. Blitz is a ringer.
Yeah, so I think you could say that Fire Nation today has pretty much had their match gone up in smoke from the beginning.
Yeah, I think on a good day, this would at the very least be a close match. I don't think I could confidently say that it would, you know, swing the other way towards Fire Nation, but we'd be seeing a lot closer of a match than we are right now. Not to say there aren't close fights. Fire Nation has put up a fight, especially kind of towards the beginning on Oasis, not so much on Dorado, but you know, it would be a lot closer. They're doing a pretty decent job for having kind of a very scuffed day.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the side of TalonFire, I mean, I'm looking in their spawn and I see some of the most cursed stuff I think I've ever seen in any spawn room ever. But other than that, you do see on the side of Fire Nation, they are willing to commit to Ryan Zarya. We did say that this is probably what they're going to be running. They are running the Sim, though, which is pretty interesting here on King.
Yeah, you know, it maybe just be something Cursed is kind of comfortable with, likes to pop on the Symmetra. And we are going to be seeing Dark Ember immediately winning that Widow fight against Shrew. Not great for Fire Nation to be losing that pressure so early on. But we are going to be seeing TalonFire just continue to move in here. Trying to get some of those picks. Seeing what's going to happen. So far, nothing much yet. Just kind of poking back and forth at each other. But they are kind of setting up that presence on point. So Hamill is kind of putting up that resistance with the Rhine. And immediately Dark Ember take a Owlet, take out two people. Shadow following up pretty closely after with the kill onto Mim. Shrew, you know, does get that kill into Dark Ember, but it's really not enough because TalonFire is just able to really quickly and efficiently take out those Fire Nation members.
Yeah, I think the Fire Nation were a little too focused on Shadow, who was flanking through the hotel, so that they were pretty much in position so that he would not get any value. But unfortunately, that caused everyone else to push in, and before you knew it, they were down.
Yeah, and that's pretty much. Ooh, Curse does get a kill and take him. Dark Ember fires back with the kill onto Mim. I mean, that's pretty much what Shadow's job is to divert attention onto himself, get enough picks that the enemy team tries to focus him a bit too hard, and then his DPS are going to be open to get work done. Shrew does get that kill into Angel Witch, but Dark Ember continues to get those kills on Widow. Hamill is able to take out Daz, but right now it's just continuing to go for TalonFire as there's so many of Fire Nations back in the spawn room.
Yeah,
TalonFire
TalonFire not only have a large spawn advantage, but they're just doing a little. They're just pretty much trading the blows, which is making any kill that Fire Nation gets pretty much irrelevant. So it's getting hard for the Fire Nation, but they will be coming in here with the Dragon Blade and the Shatter along with Cold Weapon. So we'll see how they use these ults effectively against TalonFire.
Yep, it's just gonna come down to who can use their ults better or get some of the better just other picks. Because, you know, there's been just a lot of clean picks coming out from TalonFire. We are going to be seeing the window get thrown down here first, which is going to put a decent amount of pressure onto Fire Nation, but Fire Nation throws down the Shadow, which is going to negate some of the pressure, but Shadow gets the kill on the Hamill through that. The Flux is going to be coming out, which is going to put in a lot of damage onto Fire Nation. They're able to get some kills off of that. Sure was able to take out Dark Ember, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and TalonFire just continue to claim these kills. Take them all, just doing an insane job on Ashe, just constantly pumping in that damage.
Yeah, it wasn't even ult exchange from both sides, but still very rough here for the Fire Nation. Shrew's Dragon Blade did not get as much value as he hoped it did. It only got one kill, and that was Dark Ember on the Widow, who he switched back to the Doomfist, I'm guessing just so he can come back quickly and but yeah, if you're Fire Nation, you do have ult then, here comes the fight.
Yep. The grab's gonna get thrown down. Immortality's there, but gets taken out by Shrew. The Dragon's coming through a bit late. Does get the kill onto Angel Witch though, and Hamill did get the kill onto Holden. Shrew got taken down, but you know, I think Fire Nation has a pretty good chance here as they throw in the nano. Bob is on cart, does get slept though, and so I think this is going to be Fire Nation able to win this as long as they're able to actually pull out these kills. Hamwell's just been chasing the field down with a hammer, not able to quite actually connect with anyone, but doesn't matter because the other members of his team are going to be getting those picks, especially Kirsch with those nice 2 clean headshots onto Taken and Angel. And they are going to be able to finally win a fight here.
I'm sorry if you heard me laughing. I was just laughing because Bob was pretty much like not doing anything and pushing the payload because the payload was pushing him. Anyway, if you are Fire Nation, you are pretty proud about that. You didn't use that many ults. You have the Coalescence and the Shatter back online, so you should have an opportunity to hold here for a little bit. TalonFire, though, you are rotating the Meteor Strike and your tank ult, so this could be flipped around pretty easily.
Yeah, Doomfist gets that kill onto Cursed, and Mim is going to be going down to Shadow here. Really not looking good for Fire Nation as they're going to be sent back to the spawn once again. They're going to be in their final fight here. They do have, you know, a couple ults to work with, but so do TalonFire, and so they're going to have to really pull something out here if they want to win. And the Flux coming through all on the same side is going to be preventing them from touching. Shrew and Tfue are going to be able to push through there and touch Cart. The Blade is going to be coming down, but he gets taken down by Taken Owlet. Blitz does get the kill onto Holden, and you know, they just need to keep getting those small, minute picks, but they're really not able to get those, and TalonFire is just really cleaning up here. It looks like they are going to be capping with 2 minutes 48 on the clock. You know, the time bank could be a lot worse, but it could also be a lot better for Fire Nation here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been noticing a constant trend recently with Fire Nation is that I don't think they are willing to commit to Nanoblade. I have barely seen Mim and Shrew use their ults together this entire fight, which of course
true.
A blade is good. A dry blade can be good, but a Nanoblade can make it so much better, and it just seems like they're not willing to use those 2 ults in sync, and that might be costing a lot of these blades. We've been seeing Shrew's blades get little to no value. If he's able to sync up with Mim and use those blades with a nano, maybe Fire Nation have a better chance.
I definitely agree with that. Shrew just keeps getting killed, and it's not so much his blades don't get value because he's not hitting anything. He's not getting value because he dies. And so if you're able to get that nano and get the damage reduction there, or maybe heal up some of that initial poke damage that comes through and dashes up, and keep him alive for a bit longer, you know, you might be seeing more value on those blades.
So as we head here into the defense, we are going to once again see TalonFire, surprisingly, on a Roadhog, but this time with a Reinhardt, which is pretty much, I'm pretty sure Daz at this point has decided he wants to play every tank in the game that is playing. So.
You know, I support him in his journey to do that. And plus, it's King Zero. How do you not play Reinhardt, really?
Exactly. Ryan duels are literally bread and butter of King Zero. So we'll see how Fire Nation play against this one card.
Yep, right now these Rhymes are just dancing around each other, but Hamwell is going to be going down first with a really good anti and then a charge onto him. Mim is able to get the res, but not before 2 other members get taken down by TalonFire. And so it's just looking like a pretty solid defense. Then they're not going to be able to get much done on this push. Just hoping for maybe a pick, and they do get the pick onto Dark Ember. So if you're able to back out, regroup, you are going to be 1 up on them.
I'm sorry, just these ride charges have been so
They've been
crazy.
kind of a mess. Yeah, that's coming in and just, you know, firing off on them, getting the charge, gets a nano, throws down a shatter. You know, Daz is really just going in and having fun on the Reinhardt right now. He is going to be backing up, as he did get very, very low during that and could have, you know, maybe gotten punished for going in quite deep. But he is going to be able to make it back, and so they do have a full 6 for the defense here.
Yeah, there is a shot here for Talon.
And Shadow with the pick onto Mim. Yeah, the slam and then the sleep coming through. Hamwell doesn't die throughout all of that though, but they are missing their mercy right now. Shrew does get the kill and taken Owlet though, kind of evening things up. but TalonFire quickly makes sure that there's not much going to be happening there. The grab does get thrown down, Curse does get rezzed up, but I don't think it's really going to be enough to save this fight, even with the Coalescence also coming through. The hook just kind of comes through onto the Moira, and he gets taken down.
So if you're Fire Nation right now, you need to be thinking about win conditions right now. You see, you only have 2 minutes left on the clock.
I think you got to get the Valk Blade.
Yeah, Bounce Blade is a very strong combo. It's no Nano Blade, but it is still a pretty good combo to use. So if they use that, they have a chance. Or Dash.
And the Shatter is going to be coming through. Tfue does get the kill into Dark Ember, though. There's still a good chance for Fire Nation to win this. Shrew does die, and there goes, you know, kind of one of your main win conditions. Does get rezzed back up, and Bliss can kill into Daz. This is actually looking really good for Fire Nation, and they definitely can pull this out. And it looks like they will be that Blade. I question that. You already won the fight. I understand that Shadow kind of has a lot of power to bring fights back, but not alone, I think, with your full team there. So, you know, we are going to be seeing them cap point A and continue on to point B here. Dark Ember does kill into Shrew, but Fire Nation is looking kind of decent right now. But as I say that, they just get shredded by the DPS, especially Dark Ember over there on TalonFire.
Daz is playing Ring Around the Rosie with the entire Fire Nation team. And then it just devolves into madness. I'm pretty sure we're in the frickin' Twilight Zone right now, because Daz is confirming that this is just going wacky, wishy-washy, whichever way you want.
Yeah, the Shatter gonna be coming through a great combo with the pull onto Hamwell and then shattering everyone behind him. Just a great job there. Great coordination. And I'm kind of curious how much Daz plays Reinhardt. He's not playing it like a traditional Reinhardt player. Kind of looks more like kind of the general solo queue Reinhardt play style, going for these crazy charges, crazy plays, and he's pulling it off amazingly though. So you know, I can't judge him for it. Mim does get the kill on the res on the Curse. They're gonna be pushing through with the Coalescence. The Nano Blade gets thrown down by Dark Ember and Holden there, and it's gonna be getting a nice 2K. The grab gets thrown down, not really capturing anyone though. Just not getting any value off of that, and it's just gonna be TalonFire sending Fire Nation back to the spawn room yet again.
Yeah, Fire Nation are pretty much stuck in a rut right now, but they still have opportunity. I was gonna say that blade online. That's a big chunk on the
taking Wallet. Yeah, you're removing a lot of that DPS pressure you have, but Dark Ember and Shadow are still around. And honestly, now Daz, he's one of the biggest DPS players right now. The Dragon is going to be coming through, but it's not able to get a lot of kills, and Dark Ember putting in a lot of pressure. Sure, able to get one kill on Daz, but Dark Ember just pulling out way more kills, and that's without a Dragon Blade.
Yikes. This is literally just devolved into madness. I'm pretty sure we're all just going crazy right now. What is going on?
Yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of laughing at the disaster that we're seeing unfold in front of us, because
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
really,
no
it just looks.
No offense to both teams, they seem to be doing all right. You know, like, no offense to Fire Nation, they seem to be doing all right because of this, but it's just. There's a lot going on, and it's just driving us all crazy here in the caster booth, so...
yeah, I mean, yeah. TalonFire looks like when I get carried by friends, like, smurfing in comp, and they're just playing total solo queue playstyle, but it's working for them. Shadow can get a nice kill. Dark Ember does get taken down on that Nano Blade. And, yeah, it's just really not going great for Fire Nation here. 47 seconds to try to make anything happen here, and they are getting, you know, picks here and there, especially Curse is doing his darndest on the Hanzo, but you know, TalonFire is just holding really strong. I think Fire Nation might have a chance here as they pop out this Coalescence to kind of push through here, but that is getting taken down there by Shrew, doing a really good job. So it looks like we are going to be seeing Fire Nation win this next fight. We'll see how much they're able to keep it up. They do have some of this ult building up here, so we'll see how they're able to get them used. You're going to be seeing the Deadeye come down solo onto Shadow. Fire Nation really not a big fan of Shadow right now. So they're going to be continuing to push back TalonFire, but there's still one more fight that Fire Nation has to win to capture point B.
Yeah, it's going to be close, and you can see TalonFire do have Bob, Valk, and Dash Shatter, which we've seen. You're probably going to be in trouble.
Ooh, the sleep does come through onto Hamwell there. But they're continuing to get those picks. This actually is kind of coming back here for Fire Nation. And we didn't even really call out when Hamwell switched over onto the Hog. The Blade is getting thrown down by Dark Ember, which could help bring it back. Dark Ember does get taken down, but Taken is going to be getting those kills to follow up. And it's really not looking good for Fire Nation, but Blitz is doing his best to try to bring it back and keep it alive for Fire Nation here. Yufu also in the fight, just trying to help keep Blitz up and put in damage where he can. But we're going to be seeing the whole Hog getting thrown down, try to keep him off points, but Blitz is going to be taking Shadow down. The Shadow is going to be coming through from Daz. Not able to get a lot done, especially with the Dragons coming through, putting that pressure on. Overtime almost ticked off, it looked like there. The Rez trying to come through from Angel Witch, but it's just not happening. Cursed and Blitz getting those kills, and they're going to be finally capturing point B. Really shout out to Cursed and Blitz there, keeping it super alive for Fire Nation in that fight, giving them a chance here on point C.
Blitz has another grab. He built up that grab mid-fight, just powering off of Shadow's Hog. Honestly, stellar play there from Blitz.
Ooh, but Cursed is falling off the map. Yeah, really about what you want to be seeing, especially when Cursed is one of the people putting out a lot of DPS for you on Fire Nation. Tifu also getting taken down by Shadow. I think you just lose this fight. You gotta come back in the next one. Just give up here. They threw down the Nano, and you just gotta back up. You got the sleep onto the Genji. Come back in and, you know, fight another day.
Yeah, you are going to have an ult advantage here. You will have grab, you will have Deadeye. On the side of TalonFire, they have Bob and Valkyrie, which obviously those two ults have been effective here for TalonFire, but wait, Blitz has already thrown in the grab.
The grab gets thrown down, could get some value here. The Deadeye's going to be coming out. Not able to do a lot, does take out Daz's shield. The Bob getting thrown down there, Shrew getting the kill onto Holden, Dark Ember fighting back, getting the kill, and Shrew Hamilton getting the kill onto the Bob, but right now it's looking like it's coming out for TalonFire right now. Fire Nation really needs to fire back with these kills, and they do take down Dark Ember with the Coalescence. They do still have that Nano when Mim comes back, so they just need to stay alive until then. But right now there's no one touching point, no one that can really make it, and this is going to be going to TalonFire 3-0. Fire Nation was able to recover pretty well there, and they had, you know, good showing on Oasis, but it's just not going to be enough, and we're going to be seeing the 3-0 coming through. It just was not Fire Nation's day, and TalonFire is going to be kind of continuing here and showing that they were the dominant team today.
Yeah, TalonFire did show a lot of strength here today. Fire Nation, it definitely looked really sloppy at times. You did have some strong points, but other than that, you looked like you were playing solo queue at some points. It was very rough for Fire Nation here today. I would say just regroup yourselves, try to get yourselves back into a zone, and come back on Sunday with a fresh mentality. Hopefully all your teammates with working internet connections, and you might be able to rally back. But again, I don't know who they're playing next time, so it's going to be interesting to see who they go up against. But TalonFire, congrats. You are still pretty much undefeated, excluding any forfeit wins or losses.
Yep, we are going to throw to a quick break here, but we'll be back with an interview from TalonFire.
I look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I say, I'm a pretty boss, look almost your brain waves. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you fast. Ooh. talk about. Quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single beat. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Legs you can unseal, key in ignition. Just keep me full like I had a meal once in a while. Feel all that I know you like it. Can't fight it. I might let you ride the wave. I'm New York and you're LA. Come together, feel the shock waves. I look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I stayed. I'm a pretty boss.
And welcome back. We were just watching Fire Nation versus TalonFire. It was a pretty clean 3-0 from TalonFire, and we are here in the booth with Dark Ember. So congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
So coming into this match, I mean, we kind of thought it was going to be a really close one. I know there was some, roster issues that Fire Nation was having, but how did your team in general feel coming into this match?
Well, to be honest, when we first had to forfeit our first game of the entire league, we kind of felt a little down because we didn't really realize we had that. So we felt really down and then thought, wow, this might not be the best for us this entire season. But ever since that, we've been kind of on a roll. I mean, we played against Kraken Skulls and it was a lot of fun. And even against MSBY, it was fun. This one was a lot of fun for us too. Kind of got on my nerves a bit because I felt like I was being targeted by their Genji the entire time. But I have to give a huge shout out to Shrew actually, because he was really getting on my nerves with how well he was diving me with all his combos and everything. But both teams played really well, in my opinion. We kind of went in this like thinking Shadow's not going to get here in time. We might have to just go ahead and forfeit. And then he got there like 30 seconds before the 15 mark. And he actually was supposed to be playing DPS, and we were supposed to have another support, but one of our supports are at their parents' house, and they don't have any internet there. And then the other one, their power is still out. So Holden had to play support, and Shadow had to play tank, which was very surprising with how well they both did on those roles.
I mean, watching it, you couldn't tell. Shadow was doing a great job on Hog, and I wasn't really noticing any problems coming out of Holden. So
yeah, they're very good players. Yeah, Holden actually used to play support supremely when TalonFire was known as Congregation last season of Owlet. So
yeah, I was like, I think I remembered Holden being support. But yeah, this is great job coming out from you guys. And you mentioned how like you're having a lot of fun. Were you guys just kind of like, once you feel kind of comfortable and that you guys are winning, do you guys tend to goof off a bit more? Because I mean, kind of looking at King's Row, it seemed a bit more, I guess, solo QE, I think is the way to put it. But I mean, like, you guys were still playing really, really solidly, but you guys seem to just kind of be having more fun with it.
I think what it is for every single one of our matches, we've always kind of adapted near the end, and it's turned into like, it's gone from like the very, very team coordinated version of a game to kind of we're all doing our own thing. But that's mostly because we all adapt to other people's play styles very easily. When Shrew was really starting to dive me a lot more, I was originally just thinking that I could just go ahead and ignore him and let my team take care of him. But I really realized it quickly that he did not want anything to do with anyone but me. So I decided that maybe Widow wasn't the pick. I mean, it was definitely the pick when he was on Widow, but when he was on Genji the entire time when I was playing Widow, I just could not do anything. So I was hopping myself on either Doomfist or Genji, hoping to out DPS him with them. I mean, with my profile picture, you can see that I am indeed a Doomfist gold piece of shit, but I do love playing the game a little bit more now. I actually quit for a while, and that was mostly due to people like Shrew who just make me annoyed by the fact that they're really good. And then, I mean, all of the teams inside this league have been very, very nice so far, and I'm seeing better horizons, like brighter horizons for TalonFire than we did for Congregation last season.
Yeah, glad to hear it. Bowsy, do you have any more questions about what happened during the match?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously the main question would have to be Daz's Reinhardt, but other than that, you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
obviously seem to be really addicted to this Roadhog composition. Is that just something that you feel like is going to be meta, or is it just that you have a lot of good hog players and that you feel like running Roadhog will be better?
To be honest, we just, when it comes to our comps that we build up, we kind of build whatever we feel might work in a separate situation. With us seeing that Shrew was really good at Genji, we kind of thought we should definitely run the Hog because he just counters Genji pretty well. But then we swapped to the Rhine because since Genji is a lot better up close, the Rhine could go ahead and kind of take him away from the fight if he's just beating him about like a baseball bat. And we had a lot of fun with the Roadhog Sig. We didn't expect to run it, and when we did, it worked for some reason. I don't get why he was on Sig. He never said he was going to play Sig, but it worked out, and I'm very happy about that. And it works. But
I mean, if it works, then why would you try to fix it? So
yeah, I mean, most of the time we actually run dive for most of our games because we've been practicing dive more than all the other comps because when we do scrims, we feel like dive is just really comfortable for us since we have 4 DPS players on the roster. Of course, there were only 3 of us here. The last one was busy. But Shadow, Taken, and I are all 3 specialized in Doomfist, Genji, Ashe, and Tracer. So I've been adapting my playstyle around them, trying to get a little bit better at other ones to kind of work around them. That way we can play each other in more together. And then our 4th DPS, Panda, he actually is like nothing but hit scan. If he doesn't play a hit scan, he's gonna leave the game and uninstall. But it's a shame he couldn't be here. He would have had a lot of fun playing against everyone. He did make it to one of our matches, and he thought it was amazing. Which this is his first ever league he's ever been in, so he's been finding it cool.
yeah, really cool.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so now I'd like to kind of take a look ahead into your upcoming matches. So you guys play Velocity Force, which is one of the kind of stronger looking teams. I think it's your first like kind of top tier team that you've played. So what's your guys' mentality going into that? Are you just guys like, no, we got this, we're gonna beat them, or you kind of just you're gonna try your best?
Well, throughout all of our matches, I almost just knocked water on my PC.
Been bad.
Through all of our matches, we kind of are hoping to, win. Like most people, we want to really win, but also have fun while winning. And when we were coming into this match, we were kind of concerned because I've heard of Fire Nation being really good, and when playing against them, I was like very, very afraid that I was just gonna get destroyed. But when we got in, I started learning everyone's play styles, how to play around them, getting annoyed by Shrew, and then just trying to figure out what to do. We all built around how they played and tried to just make us work better together. In our first map, we almost lost that first map of, I can't remember what map it was, but yeah, Oasis. Yeah, Oasis. We almost lost that because we were afraid of their Genji, because we were running the Genji also, but our Ana swapped off Ana for a little bit, and it kind of spooked me. And our tanks were just confused by how they were playing, because they would try to go in one way and then turn around and go the other way, which works for the most part. But when we started to realize what they were doing, we turned it around and really shot straight for it, trying to win as hard as we could. When I look back at the games that we've played so far, thinking about how we're going against Velocity soon, I get kind of worried because I've seen Velocity Force before, and I've seen that they've been doing really good. But at the same time, I'm thinking of Kraken Skulls and the fact that in the last Owlet season, they were the hardest team. Like, I'm pretty sure they were second place in the entire thing. And
they were around fourth or third.
Yeah, I can't remember, but they did really good, and I love every single one of them. I talk to them all the time. They're cool. And I posted a huge thing about it saying it was like an endless war, which everyone loved that. But Kraken Skulls was a team that we kind of joined this for, because when I saw that they were joining also, I was like, man, maybe we can make a redemption. And we did. And when we did, we kind of had our hopes boosted up a ton. So I think that this match going into Velocity Force, it's going to be a close one, but we're going for that win.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing a really good job of proving yourself, and I'm excited to see what you guys are able to do moving forward into your harder matches coming up. But yeah, so unless Bowsy, do you have any more questions?
I mean, you pretty much covered everything except Dark. I need to ask, whose idea was it to put Daz on the Reinhardt? Because that Reinhardt literally had us all like losing our minds here in the
Were you losing your minds at the fact that it looks like he's running at 3 FPS, or were you running...
we did also talk about that. I mean, we did talk about that early in the broadcast, but like we were losing our minds on how much value he was able to get out on that Reinhardt. So, whose decision was it to put him on the Reinhardt? That's what I'm just wondering.
No one's but his own.
Yeah, that's what his playstyle looks like. His playstyle looks like I insta-lock Ryan and you're gonna deal with it.
I insta-lock this hero and you will play around me no matter what I do and say.
And hey, it worked, so you can't judge the man.
Yeah. I mean, when he did it, I was super confused. I was thinking, man, Ryan's shield gets destroyed pretty fast by a Roadhog, and the fact that they had a Zarya and a Hanzo, I was concerned that we're not going to have a shield at all, but then he just turned it into a battering ram.
Shield, though.
Yeah,
I think he was just planning on hitting charge the entire game.
Yeah, I think that what really worked out the best and why it worked so hard was because he wasn't really trying to play Ryan as a true tank. I think he went from playing Ryan as Ryan to playing Ryan as Roadhog, just wanting to take damage for his team and get support and then just whack people till they're dead, which worked. And I was very shocked by that triple kill, or I think it was a triple or a quad kill that he got. It was
at
really
the
nice.
spawn on point A.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
that
very confused, but I loved it.
I don't know how he lived there, but yeah, he just did a great job.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, thank you for coming and talk to us. You've been a joy to have on. And yeah, good luck in your upcoming matches, and I look forward to seeing you guys play again.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you to everyone who watched. I know you had a couple other options. Not a lot of you were here, but really appreciate every one of you for tuning in. And make sure to keep tuning in for the games coming up on Sunday. So that's all we have for you. Good night.
Good night.
Friend to 23, she left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me.